Hi, I'm Tiana. I'm going to be the worker in this video. Shelby is the client. The presenting problems are that the client is seeking treatment as she wants to have a better relationship with her kids, and her current focus is on obtaining employment. But in the past couple sessions, there has been some red flags about possible domestic violence. So we're going to be exploring that in this situation. Hi, Shelby. Welcome back.
Hi, thanks.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Okay. So, how have things been at home with your husband and your kids since last time we met?
Well, I tried to talk to my husband about possibly finding a new job like we talked about in the last meeting, and it really didn't go over well, and he got really angry with me. So I still haven't gotten a job yet.
Okay. I am interested in hearing a little bit more about your conversation and interaction. How did that go?
Well, I tried to get him at a good time when he wasn't that stressed, but I guess he was, and then he just screamed at me saying that I I should know that that's not what he wants from me, and that I should just stay home. And like, how dare I even ask him? So then I just kind of stopped.
That's really difficult. I can imagine that. You've been putting in a lot of work. You've been seeing me every week and really working really hard to make a better life for you and your kids, and that's really difficult to have all that hard work kind of just brushed aside by someone. That must be really, really discouraging.
Yeah, I feel like my opinions or what I want doesn't really matter to him, and it's all about him.
Yeah. So is this something that happens quite often? Is this present in like a lot of your interactions?
Yeah, I don't really get a say in a lot of what happens in our house.
Okay. And is that playing a role into why you wanted to get a job?
Yeah, I just want to be in the house less, like we talked about. I think it would just be better if I wasn't there. But I also do want to make a little bit of money for myself too.
Okay. So you had that initial conversation and it didn't go great. So once he started reacting like this, did you just kind of drop the conversation and
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
okay. All right. So where I just want to check in. So how did that conversation influence you in your choice to kind of pursue a job? Are you still wanting to go down that path or?
Yeah, I still want to, but um I still want to pursue the job, so maybe I just have to be like, listen, it's not your choice on whether I get a job or not.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just going to be home relaxing, so why does he need me to be there if I'm going to be working days and he works nights? So,
Yeah.
but I don't really have the chance to voice my opinion with him.
Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds like you already have a lot of obligations that you're expected to fulfill. So, like we've talked about in some prior sessions, it is really important to work to like make some time for just you. And I think it is really important for you to have a responsibility and just the ability to like be an individual outside of the house. Um, so if you feel like it would be helpful, we could do a couple things. So we could kind of talk about how you could approach the conversation next time, and we could kind of do some role playing and even like try to figure out how you're going to present the situation. And we can also look into maybe if he is fearful of like things not being taken care of when you have a job, such as like the kids, we can maybe look into some childcare that might work for you. Do either of those things sound okay?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds like it could work. Maybe practicing a conversation with him would be good.
Okay. So before we get into the specifics of the conversation, I just want to hear a little bit more about your relationship in general. And you shared with me that he kind of has a lot of expectations for you, and he doesn't want you to get a job because he wants to make sure you're taking care of everything. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I saw in my own parents, so I just kind of went along with it and thought that was the role that I was supposed to have. But I kind of want more independence from him, especially because he gets so angry with me. I'm not sure I even love him anymore.
Okay. That's a lot to be navigating on your own. So why don't we break it down into a couple different things? So let's talk about his anger. So the situations where he does become a little bit escalated and angry with you, how do you feel? What is your reaction and how you handle that?
I get very scared because I feel like I'm not talking to the person that I used to know.
Yeah, that's really scary and can be really confusing, and it's really hard to figure out how you're gonna keep yourself safe and your kids safe in a situation like that.
Mhm.
So what are his behaviors? What is the extent to
Um,
he's escalated to, or
I
like
mean,
asking?
when he gets home from work, he drinks a lot or he just sleeps. So I think that maybe the alcohol
Okay.
makes him more enraged around me, and I just let it happen because I don't like confrontation that much.
Yeah.
So that's just been something that's happened.
Yeah. And it sounds like I just want to review it and everything you've shared with me in the past, as you've been working to kind of strengthen your relationship with your kids and just strengthen the household all around. You've been really courageous and taking a lot of steps that are really difficult, putting your kid in kindergarten and doing all those things. And so I think you're definitely gaining speed and like getting to a place where you can manage these situations as you've been showing. So, um, you mentioned that you haven't ever had a conversation about his drinking, correct?
Mm-mm. No, I'm pretty scared to have that conversation because he likes it so much.
Yeah, that is a really tricky subject.